Hey, I'm Kristine Weber. I love to help mature yoga teachers let their wisdom shine. Today, I want to talk about digestion, and I think one of the it's one of the biggest problems for many people. We live in a world where our food system has been, um, Frankensteinized. They talk about Frankenfoods, right? So we live in a world where food is highly processed and denatured, and so lots of people have problems with digestion. It's also the stress of the world too. So one of the things that I find fascinating about yoga history is that asanas were actually developed. Many of them were developed with the idea that they would help to improve digestion. That was like the original purpose of many of the asanas. So that's different, isn't it, than stretching your hamstrings? Asanas are really made to shift something in the neuroendocrine immune system. They are physiologically based more than musculoskeletal. The reason they kind of like have taken on this musculoskeletal thing in the Western yoga world is largely because I think that Westerners are trying to figure out a way to fit yoga into their framework already. And the framework was fitness. And so yoga got, shoved into the fitness framework. But when you look at the original intention, like if you go back and read the Hatha Yoga Pradipika or the Shiva Samhita or the Garanda Samhita, there's so much of it is about making your digestion stronger so that your body is stronger, so that you can be able to withstand the difficulties or the strenuous nature of long meditation, pranayama, and meditation practices. I mean, that was the original purpose. So it's okay. Like however people want to use yoga is fine with me. I don't care. But I think it's interesting to look at the original purpose and then go, oh, yoga was like created to help my digestion feel better. I have digestive issues. Maybe I should be doing some yoga for that instead of just trying to stretch my hamstrings. Not that there's anything wrong with stretching your hamstrings, right? But it's like, well, that it could help with something deeper, is what I'm trying to say. Like, yoga is not just musculoskeletal. It's very much is something that involves the nervous system, the endocrine system, the immune system, and it utilizes the digestive system to get to some of those other systems as well. And it also is utilizing, of course, the breath to get to those systems as well. So I want to show you a practice today, really simple practice that I love to do to improve. I use it with my clients to help them improve their digestion. Now, another important point is don't do this just after you eat. It's not a good practice to do when you have bad digestion because you just ate. Like if that happens, you're gonna have to take a Tums or whatever. But this is something that sort of like you could use the word tonifies the digestive system. That's a word I learned from my Chinese medicine teachers. Tonify the digestive system. I think that's a good word, because I'm not saying like heal your digestive system or like solve all your problems. I'm saying like improve the function of your digestive system, health promotion, if you like. I like that idea a lot. Hey, if you want to study with me regularly, please check out the Subtle Yoga Resilience Society. I'll leave a link. That's my monthly membership, and I teach there every week. So I just wanted to make sure I got that out there. Okay, so here's the practice. You're welcome to do it with me, or you can just watch and try it on your own some other time. And by the way, I don't like to do this cold. I like to do this after doing a bunch of standing poses, right? It's not a great pose to do right out of the gate. So I'm starting with just a little rocking side to side. I just taught for an hour, so my body's plenty ready for this. And then you take the arms out to the side. Now I'm going to take my knees in the direction of my elbow. So it's going to go exhale down towards my elbow on this side, and then inhale up and exhale down towards my elbow on the other side. Okay, now let's say you are cold, you're just out of the gate, you're not quite ready for this kind of a twist. Here's another option. What you can do is use 2 bolsters, or you can use folded blankets. Couch cushions will work, so as long as they're stiff enough. And because you want to be able to let the weight of your legs relax. So this is one way to do that. I don't get as deep of the twist into my gut with this, but it will prevent over stretching that for some people will cause repetitive strain problem or exacerbate problems that you already have in your back. Okay, all that caveat stuff and contraindications being said, you got the basic movement, right? The elbows are going towards the, the knees are going towards the elbow on either side because that's where you're getting the pressure. Now, that twist, you've probably seen that a million times, right? What's interesting is not so much the movement, but what you're doing during the movement. So the breath comes in to the chest and then quickly goes to the belly on the inhale so that there's openness. And then the exhale starts from the pelvic floor, pubic bone, and moves to the navel and then the solar plexus. That's where you get the work. So the work is coming from your breath, inhaling up and then exhaling down. And you keep going with this. Some people, if you have low back issues, for some people, it's better just go one side and then do the other side. For some people, that works best. Okay, now here's another thing you're going to add. So we're using a very specific breathing practice. This is not just exhale down. This is engage pelvic floor, pubic bone muscles right above the pubic bone, navel, solar plexus as you exhale. It's very specific, right? It's not exhale down, inhale up. There's breathing is so much more fascinating and useful than that kind of simplistic way that it's often taught. So an inhale and then exhale, pelvic floor engages, and then above the pubic bone, and then navel, and then solar plexus. Right? Pause and then inhale back up. Same thing to the other side. Now, the next thing you can add to this, and of course I'm talking, so it's hard to demonstrate, but the next thing you can add to this is counting. So breathe in, letting the breath go all the way down belly and pelvic floor. And then I count to 5 as I exhale. 3, 4, 5. And just a little pause at the end. Inhaling up, and then exhale, count to 5 to the other side. And inhale out. What the counting does is it helps to slow down the exhale. And this kicks in the parasympathetic response. It also derails some of the sympathetic response, right? So it kicks in that parasympathetic response, which then has a cascade of neuroendocrine, immune. It has a cascade of neuroendocrine immune responses in the body just by slowing down your breath. It's just fascinating, I think. And there's some really good research on that 5-count breath, how powerful that 5-count breath is. So you could keep doing it with 5 counts. And if you want to like just bump it down a little bit more, bump that parasympathetic response down a little bit more, then you take it to 6 counts. So inhale, exhale to 6. Harder, right? And pause at the end for a moment. And inhale, as you inhale, you're letting the breath come into your lungs, go right down into your belly, pelvic floor. That's the inhale. So the belly expands a little bit, knees might move away. And then exhale, there's knees toward the elbow to 6 counts, starting pelvic floor, pubic bone, navel, solar plexus, even the sternoclavicular notch. You feel it all the way up to there. Pause and then inhale back up. Now, the other thing that you could do when you, I'm going to sit up. The other thing you can do when you get to the end and you want to stay in the pose, because I always do repetition and stay, and there's some really important theoretical reasons for that, which is beyond the scope of this short video. But so when you get to the stay part of the pose, that's when you can keep that long exhale going, and you just keep it really helps you keep gently pushing, taking it down more and more into the nervous system. This is what is the most fascinating and powerful part of yoga practice, is being able to affect the nervous system. I have lots of courses about yoga and the nervous system, by the way. So if you're interested in that, you can always look at my website or send us an email and we can send you information about it. And and if you're interested in studying with me regularly, please check out the Subtle Yoga Resilience Society. Thanks so much for being here today. Please leave a comment And I'll see you again soon. Lots of love.